Hey, and welcome back to another edition of the Towle Plows. Very special guest today, Ben Day, the Australian Navigators, and welcome to Boulder as well as the Towle Plows, Ben.
Thanks, I never knew this was called the Towle Files.
Yeah, I didn't either. Well, it's an honor to have you, and walking away from the Amgen Tour of California this year, it must have, James Brown has a great song, The Big Payback. Well, that's sort of vindicating, I think, when the team signs you, they put all, not that they put all this pressure on you, but there's just, naturally, you want to do a good job, and you did, so congratulations. 8th place, correct?
Thanks very much. My goal going into it was to get top 10, and I was a little bit disappointed with some of the aspects of my race. My time trial wasn't exactly where I thought it would be, but I didn't feel that good on the day, and the guys in front of me were, some of the best cyclists in the world. But a day or two after California, looking back on it, I got 8th overall, and it's a great start, and I'm kind of glad that I've kind of, proven myself to the team, and now I've just got that little bit of extra flexibility and motivation for these upcoming races.
Yeah, did you hear the news that they're saying Tour de Georgia now is on, it's rock solid, it's all systems go?
I don't know what I would have done if they said it was off.
Yeah, would have been, because, when you looked at coming over here for the U.S. season, that was one of probably the 3 or 4 biggest races that you looked at and said, that is a valid racing scene they have in the States?
California and Georgia, yeah.
And so then what are you expecting with Utah? Are you going to be able to, race all 4 of them this year? The American Grand Tours, I can't believe we're saying that now. But, and so do you think you'll do Utah and Missouri?
I'm down for Utah. Missouri, I don't know about that. I know I'm doing Tour de Beauce, doing Utah, doing Philly in there somewhere, spending a month in Europe. And I don't know the calendar, very, very well here yet, but at this stage, that's what I believe I'm doing.
So, how far out can you realistically project anyways? Is it 3 months when you work with Ed, when you look at what your schedule is going to be? Do you look 6 months out? What's the real window?
There's a few drafts.
Right.
We had a draft earlier on the year, like in December, January, which was with a lot more racing. But now, just with California and the way I felt going into that and my training before it, my preparation wasn't 100% where I wanted to be. And so now, instead of being in Belgium at the moment, shivering in the cold and a bit of rain that I've seen there last week, I've decided to stay here in Boulder for the next couple of weeks, and I've gone on some awesome roads and done some good rides already. And yeah.
Who have you been hooking up with? Who have been the guys that have been out there riding with you? See Tim Johnson around?
Yeah, I've seen him around a bit. Feels as though taking me under his wing and showing me around the town and introduced me to a few of his friends, and it's a really cool town. And
it's one of those places where there's no shortage of training partners, is there?
Yeah, everywhere. Actually, it's not so original anymore, so I don't know if it's so cool, but I love it.
You know what's funny? It's like, good, let it be less cool. It's like, we don't mind.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I've got the advantage at the moment. The more people that move here, I don't have the advantage anymore.
Right, exactly. Well, so, you're talking about it earlier, and I'm going to flash, actually, to stage 1 of the Tour of California, but this race in February is early, but your Australian National Time Trial Championships, they come in like first, second week in January each year. Is that something that, we've been kind of retooling the way we run our U.S. National Championship? As you know, you can't race at the U.S. Pro Road. So you guys maybe need to move that into September or into March, but then you don't want to fly back if you're doing an American. There is no good answer sometimes, huh?
No, I think they should have the Australian National Championship somewhere in France or Italy or something like that in the middle of the year.
Right, there you go.
That sounds great to me.
Why not? I'm sure and Australians are such great travelers. You guys have no problem with that.
Why not have it in Boulder?
There you go. You know what? We'll have to talk to the Australian National Federation. I'd be happy. I've always wanted to come down and do Tour Down Under. And I've heard a few guys saying that race compares to what we're doing here at the Amgen Tour. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, except they're Australian, so it's so much cooler.
Come on.
No, it's good fun. They're very comparable. It's a great atmosphere. There's so much crowd on the side of the road.
So which race has bigger crowds? Based on the fact that California itself is like 3 times larger than all of Australia, you got to believe the crowds in California. Like, it's just a numbers game, right?
Oh, I don't know.
San Francisco compares to the 60,000 that you see for the Friday night crit.
I'm going to sit on the fence on this one. There's some great days in California, and there's been some great days in TDU as well.
You know what's cool? You probably feel some kind of a loyalty to those promoters as well, don't you? Like, they've put on a great race in your home country, and you want to make sure that they're represented well around the world, right?
Of course, and you're in front of your family and friends.
Sure.
But at the same time, it is still very early in the season as well.
So I'm going to be interested to see your reaction to this. As there's a bad news coming out of Georgia today, not really race-related, but somewhat race-related. I don't know if you heard that Nathan O'Neill was involved in an auto accident, coming back from a press conference in Chattanooga and had 60 stitches to his face. You've raced against Nathan for years and years, but it's really hard to hear that, isn't it? Just because you know the guy has gone through the back and, you know.
Yeah, he's been through so much, and he's shown that he is a great champion by the way he's come back so many times. But he's just getting kicked in the teeth at the moment. It's just, that's not what we want to see, you know.
No, for sure. So our best wishes obviously going out to Nathan and his family and Jackie Tyson, a woman who was in intensive care this morning. So it's one of the tough things with this sport, Ben, isn't it? I mean, like, that's where I'm going with this. This is a dangerous sport at times. And where were you at this point?
Entering the crash from behind.
And you got around it?
No.
Oh, man. But at that point, it's sort of interesting. But at the back of those crashes, it's sort of like those truck runway ramps. You just kind of bang your way to a stop, don't you?
Yeah,
lean against some guy and fall over.
Which sometimes are the worst ones too, because
you break bones in those, don't you?
Sometimes. You never know. Like, I think out of that massive crash, everyone was pretty lucky, really. There weren't too many people that bad off.
So, Ben, I wanted to ask you what your opinion was on the commissar's call. I know if you don't want to give it, I can understand, but it seemed to me, I mean, it was cool for the event to have Levi win. He was certainly a worthy winner. And that's the other, it'll be a two-part question. What do you think about the call? And had Levi gone a minute down with Jens Voigt not going a minute down, would it change the whole dynamic of the race? Could he still, I guess anything's possible, would he still have won?
To answer the second question first, it would have. I think the race would have gone to pieces.
Yeah,
it would have gone to pieces because Discovery then would not have been there to control it every day. Their plan would then have been to attack, but basically what CSC were doing to Discovery for those final few days. So you can't say that he would have won. You can't say he wouldn't have won, but it would have been a massive fight, I believe.
Yeah, and would that have benefited you? Would you be able to play off of those two teams then, just going absolutely to war?
Yeah, you never know. Sometimes that might create opportunities for other people.
It looked like, I mean, the team had a good race all in all. You guys were, a long time, you were guys up on the lead in the Team GC, and a lot of that was on the basis of your positioning, as well as Sergei Lagut, who doesn't seem to get enough credit over here in the States as well. I think it's starting to come around for him a bit, though. But when you guys came into Sacramento, were you actually setting up a sprinter? Were you trying to stay out of trouble? Because you did take control of the race from it was 3 circuits, and about that 3rd circuit to the 2nd circuit, it was the 3 or 4 navigators. You were one of them, weren't you?
Yeah, I was up there at the front there, just trying to set Hilton Clark up.
Okay, there you go.
In the last year, Hilton's just transformed himself as a rider, and I'm really proud of him to see him going so well, and he's just got a good grasp on the whole thing now, and he gets up us a bit and makes us positive, and just to take the race in our own hands, and the day before was so dangerous as well, going into Santa Rosa, wasn't it?
You got it. The day before was in Santa Rosa. That was with the photo we were looking at, that crash.
So it was twofold. We wanted to help set Hilton up, and at the same time we want to stay out of trouble ourselves.
Right. So when you look forward now, with Tour de Georgia happening, is it when you're out there training, knowing that you've got that race to look forward to, does the miles go by a little easier?
Oh, definitely. Like cycling, one thing it's given me in my life is a constant focus. And as soon as I don't have a race or something, an objective to train for, I'm hopeless. I'm just all over the place. So,
okay, I was going to say, please give us a grade on what you think of the American racing so far. But I think seeing the Amgen Tour of California, you've seen the very best we've got. Have you done
10?
Yeah, you haven't done any other races yet, have you?
I've been in America for 6 weeks. I've seen Albuquerque, California, and Boulder, Colorado.
So did you enjoy the night at Cliff Bar? Before the race, remember that? That was when I first met you.
That was good. That was pretty funky. It was a bit different.
Yeah, it sure was.
It was great to see the...
look how much Cliff Bar stuff there is.
Yeah, I need to take some of this home, I reckon.
We can call Dylan and get you on.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
Well, hey, it's been great having you racing so far here now. We're looking for more big things from you and the Navigators team. I know that you made the racing a lot more fun, and that really was your top non-pro tour rider. Great job.
Thanks very much.
So for Ben Day, I'm Dave Towle saying we'll see you down the road.
For the Towle files.